Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jordan Toff. I'm the singer-guitarist of Mainland, and I'm going to show you my pedal board today. What we're working with here, it's kind of a simple pedal setup. I'm mostly playing rhythm and some lead parts for the songs, so I like to keep it pretty simple. It's like my pedal power that powers all my pedals, Voodoo Lab. It's a classic. This here is kind of a boutique-y sounding overdrive pedal. I use it for my tone, so I like to have that on all the time with like a little drive. I don't really mess with the tone much. Maybe I'll roll off some of the highs, and then it's got a distortion switch, and I always have it on blunt distortion. This is the V1 by Jekyll and Hyde. I love that thing. It's great for leads and kind of like crunchy boutique pawn shop guitar amp sound, because I have a twin reverb, so I like having a tone on all the time. Got my Boss TU2 tuner. This is just for like kind of a fat boost MXR micro amp. So this is my lead tone. This is very signature Mainland's lead tone. Corey uses one too. It's the Onomatopoeia Overdrive by Emma. They're like a Danish pedal company. Okay, so the saturation knob on this pedal is pretty cool. You can turn it all the way up so it's clean, or you can back it this way and get a more like broken up amp sound, kind of like 60s garage punk stuff, which I love. And we've used it on like all of our records for lead sounds. It's just like it's kind of like our signature like weird pedal that we use, and Corey has one too, our other guitars. I bought this pedal to the Line 6004 originally to use the loop function, but I found out I really like the bigger echo sounds and delays that it uses. It's got a tap tempo that's really cool. I don't really use that much, but I use this a lot for like when I want a big reverbed echoey sound. I use it on songs like A Bit At A Time, which is on our new EP. I use it for like big lead guitar, clean lead guitar echoes. And it's got a bunch of cool like different kinds of you can do sweep and analog, and you got the looper and tube echo, and you can save all your presets, so I like that pedal a lot. This one, an old guitar teacher of mine gave to me. It's actually a Boss Delay DM2 from the 70s, and I have it on all the time. I like a little bit of slap on my guitar. I like a lot of like 60s and 70s new wave guitar sounds, so that's kind of on all the time, just as like to make my guitar sound bigger. So that's my pedal rundown. Yeah, this is Mavis, my 1963 Hofner Galaxy. I picked it up at Southside Guitars in Brooklyn. It's the best guitar I've ever owned. It's really rare. It's from 1963. It's got this cool vinyl casing on it. It's wood underneath, but this is like a vinyl kind of like pressed casing with the red tortoise shell, and I love it. It's got a really like slappy kind of rockabilly sound, but it's really fat and twangy at the same time, so it's a super versatile guitar. The whammy bar kind of floats in there with the bridge. It's also got a mute switch, so you can play like 60s kind of style surf guitar stuff if you want, or jazz. These guitars are made in Germany, and they don't make this one anymore. But I've tried to like find other ones on eBay, and I haven't really been able to find one of this like color and style. But it's got humbuckers, and it's got a 1, 2, 3 and all switch, so it controls each pickup 1, 2, and 3, volume, and 3 tone knobs. So you have all this versatility with it. It's also got, I usually play on the solo channel, but it's got a rhythm channel that just makes the pickups a little less hot, and then solo channel is hotter for the pickups. And I just love how the neck feels. It's all worn in and old, and I just love this guitar. It's a special guitar for me. I was playing Jazz Masters before, and everyone just kind of had them and just wanted something unique to me. So when I found this guy, or this lady, it was an exciting day to start playing this guitar. This is my Dan Electro. It's I picked it up at Grun's Guitars in Nashville. I picked it up there one day. I was just playing it acoustically. It's just kind of like not even plugged in, and I love how it felt. It made its way onto our record a bunch. It's not a particularly expensive or nice guitar, but this one in particular just has a great sound, and I love the alligator skin on it. Has a really cool look to it. It's really like my other guitar, kind of slappy and vintage retro sounding. It's made of plastic, but it's a really fun guitar to play for lead stuff in the studio, and it's my backup guitar on stage. We were in Cincinnati the other night, and I was trying out old ones, but they just don't stay in tune. This one actually stays in tune really nicely. Yeah, it's just a great reissue of this classic Dan Electro. I usually play Diodario 11s or Ernie Ball Slinkies 11s. I play 11s because I break my strings a lot. I play really hard, so I kind of play like a noise rock guitar player, just like wail a little hard. So I was having problems breaking strings all the time when I was playing 10s. So usually play Ernie Ball Slinkies 11s or Diodario 11s.
Hey, I'm Joey. I play drums. This is my kit. It's a Masters of Maple kit. It's a boutique company. They don't only do a certain amount of kits per year for their artists. So I'm lucky enough to be endorsed by this company, and they've been absolutely fabulous to me. The kit is made of Bubinga, and it's a Bubinga gum blend. It's a very soft wood, and it's got these walnut hoops. Pump up the jams. Yeah, I really love it. Standard size kit, 12 and 16 floor tom. Where's the floor tom? It's over there. This is obviously not how I play it. This is just how it's set up backstage until it gets on stage. So this is my snare, also from Masters of Maple, the homies, based out of LA. It's brass. It sounds super big, super poppy. Heads-wise, I honestly take whatever I can get. I'm a poor musician, so whatever I can scrounge up from the venues or whatever. Sticks are a different story though. I use Vader Fusion Gospel Series. It's just the regular Fusion stick, which is very popular, but the Gospel Series has a little bit longer extension. I like that for my playing, so yeah, that's my setup, that's my kit.
Hi, my name's Alex. I'm the bassist of Mainland, and I'm going to give you a rundown through some of my equipment. Starting off with the basics, I have Buddha Lab pedal power. Runs all my pedals individually, so if one loses power, it doesn't affect my entire chain. It's your basic Boss chromatic tuning pedal, very trusty and reliable. Moving on to the cool stuff, I have this Electro Harmonics bass microsynth pedal that's really capable of doing all kinds of things, but I have it honed in to one setting that I use to duplicate some of the bass sounds on our record where we used some synthesizers. So I really only use this for a couple tracks in our live set right now. This is one of my favorites. This is the Kiwi compressor pedal. I leave this on the entire time I play it. Gives my bass a little drive, makes it a little punchier and kind of punch through the mix. And this is my newest pedal. This is the Sansamp bass driver, which is essentially a preamp and a DI in one. And they make two models of this. They make one that just has one, you dial in one setting, and then they make this one which is you can dial in 3 settings and save them. So I sort of have it where I have my regular tone that I use for most of the tracks, and then I have a boost when I kind of want to come up a little bit louder, and then I have my drive for songs like Not As Cool As Me or Beggars. This is my baby, also known as Thunder Bay. This is kind of a sort of hard to find model of a Thunderbird because it's a bolt-on neck, which means that if I ever snap off the headstock, I cry less tears because I could just replace the neck. But it's also unique because it has 2 6-pole guitar humbuckers instead of normal TB bass humbuckers that come with the black ceramic. So it's kind of a little bit more of a mid-rangey sound. has a little bit more drive to it than sort of the bassier counterpart that you typically see in Thunderbirds, and it's limited edition custom shop. I actually picked this up for a music video just for the look of it because I thought it was nice and it fit our color scheme. But then when I held it in my hands and played it even without plugging it in, it just felt so nice and just sat so well in my hands that I had to buy it. So yeah, it's my gear.
Hi guys, my name's Corey, and here's some of my gear. Here's my guitar pedal board. I have up here, this is the Memory Man. This is a new electro-harmonics pedal that has a combination of echo and chorus in the same pedal, which is very cool the way they blend together, and adds a lot of atmosphere for certain kind of 80s new wave or like British kind of like post-punk sounds. You can get a lot of really cool echo chorus out of this. This guy right here is a delay pedal. It's nice for a little slap. It's modded by Keeley, so it's got an additional function here which you can do a feedback delay. I never use that. I just use it for the regular slap. We also have a compressor here. It's the SP. The onomatopoeia. Jordan will tell you a little bit about this. This is really great distortion pedal. And then I leave this guy on all the time. This is always running. And it's called the Interstellar Overdrive, and it's from Death by Audio, which is a music venue that closed down a little more than a year ago, I think. It's a really great DIY venue, but they not only put on shows and parties, they also made their own pedals, and they have a whole line of really cool pedals. This has a really just great kind of amp breakup sound that makes your amp sound really awesome even at low volumes. What we have here is a guitar that was given to me at the Gibson showroom in New York City. Really awesome place in New York. This is the SG Standard VOS reissue. So it's essentially a perfect copy that they made recently of the first SGs that were ever in production. That's why it still says Les Paul right up here. This is a new reissue that they did that's just honest to the classic first SGs. So it goes well with our vintage sound. We like the sound of vintage instruments, and yeah, this is a great guitar. So this is a Shure 58 classic, great microphone, but we always carry our own with us on the road so that we don't get all the nasty crap that accumulates from a venue mic on our mouths. So, shout out to Korg for making the sweetest synth ever in miniature size. This is the first keyboard that I ever bought. I started playing keyboard much more recently, but it is a powerhouse sub synth. I always use it for the low end, and it's got this cool patch bay that has pretty much infinite possibilities. I have it patched right now to connect this mod wheel with the frequency to the frequency modulation, so you can get a nice vibrato from that. Just connecting these guys up like so.